Salutations, one and all. It is time for that thing I do sometimes when I do things. Now this is how I start a vlog. Hi. No.
Hey everyone.
Morning everyone, thanks. Welcome to Paul's filming adventures, in which I have adventures while filming. It does exactly what it says on the non-existent tin. So this is like just a compilation of jobs that I have been doing, will be doing, all bundled together in a nice little concoction, served up just like Mum used to make it. It's 7:15, so that's why I don't do the talking, right? My last job was for a Sky Atlantic show, I Hate Susie with Billy Piper. I wasn't able to get a lot of stuff filmed for that day, but here is a small compilation of the things I did.
Get that down.
Oh yes.
Tuck that t-shirt in.
Oh God!
Looking great.
Beautiful. Wasn't that good? That's amazing. Okay, so I'm currently heading now to Ealing to do a advertisement for Tesco's Mobile. So yeah, here we go. Well, here I go. You just stay there and watch me. Okay, bye. What a healthy way to start the day. Pancakes and chocolate spread. I'm a literal child. So, I'm all made up. With my hair expertly done. Thank you. We're just trying to stay very quiet because they're filming downstairs. But well, we got that little fellow over there who's just been meowing 90 to the dozen and ringing their bell. So I'm doing all I can. Can't say much about this.
Oh, my open.
It's the waiting, really. That's the big bit. That's basically the majority of the job. Just gotta wait. The problem is, it always sounds and looks like there's a lot of stuff going on, and there is a lot of stuff going on. It's just none of it is with you. So I feel like I want to be up and moving and, you know, all hands on deck, but all the hands are on the deck. There's no room for my hands. This is a weird analogy. Where am I going with this? Okay, random thought over. Bye. Well, just finished like the first sort of round of filming. There might be another one. I'm not sure yet. It's yet to be confirmed. But this one it's been really fun actually. Because I think the director has really been good at sort of, you know, allowing me to be a bit flexible, come up with ideas of my own, little ad-libs, bits and pieces, propose some ideas, you know, trying out new ones. It's been, you know, really,
Yeah, exactly.
it's been a good comic exercise on my part, and I've definitely elicited a few laughs. I could hear the executives down there having a good old laugh at the stuff I do, so I think that's a good sign actually. And I've made friends with the house cat. He is my new buddy. Or she, I'm not sure. I think she, I'm not sure. I can't assume. where was I going with this? Yeah, good day, good cat, good director, good time. I'm going to stop filming now. On to the next one.
Wash your hands with soap and hot water for the length of time it takes to sing Happy Birthday twice.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant. And is there a way we can do something like that? Injection inside.
So we are saying, don't go to work, go to work. Don't take public transport, go to work, don't go to work. Stay indoors. If you can work from home, go to work. Don't go to work. Go outside, don't go outside. And then we will or won't. Someone.
The carrots are finally sprouting. I'm a farmer. You know what the big concern is for me this quarantine? It's the hair. I was gonna book a hair appointment, but it locked down just before I could. I don't know how long this thing's gonna go on for. This boy could reach unprecedented lengths. In which case, I mean, I might just have to tie it. That's not gonna look good. I have real problems. I'm a real person with real problems.
I'd definitely put some of that on your secret spotlight though.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I want to, add more stuff to Spotlight. Yeah. Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Go on, I'm trying to get into character. Come on, Ma. Get off my back. What is that? What is that accent? It's just drowning in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. Last night. Right from the start I knew I was bombing. I sounded big and phony. Real thee and thou. And then I started rushing it. Hi, what's new in Denmark? I couldn't connect. I couldn't get a hold of it. Moment of tea. And while I'm babbling, I look out. Do you ever think of yourself as actually dead? Lying in a box with a lid on it? Nah, nor do I. I mean, it seems silly to be depressed by it. And there's this guy in the third row, and he's yawning and jiggling his knees and looking down at his program.
I did the one you did before that wasn't so good.
Yeah, no, I wasn't confident on that one. I was still getting into it. And I just wanted to say, hey, kid, I'm with you. I can't stand this either. But I couldn't say that. I mean, one thinks of it like being alive in a box. One keeps forgetting to take into account the fact that one is dead, which should make all the difference, shouldn't it? I mean, you wouldn't know you're in a box, would you? It'd be like being asleep in a box. Not that I'd like to be asleep in a box, mind you. Not without any air. I mean, you'd wake up dead for a start, and then where would you be? In a box. That's the bit I don't like, frankly. So I just kept feeling worse and worse, just drowning. It was about line learning. They said, you know, if you haven't got the thing in 3 takes, then you've not done it right.
Oh, right.
But I think that's quite applicable, because otherwise, if you do too many takes, you burn yourself out.
Yeah, start getting...
You get worse.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, all my questions are answered. I'm not Hamlet, and I'm not even an actor. What the hell am I even doing here? Ask yourself, if I asked you, I'm going to stuff you in this box right now, would you rather be alive or dead? Well, naturally, you'd choose to be alive, wouldn't you? Life in a box is better than no life at all, I expect. You'd have a chance at least. You could lay there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. Any minute now, somebody's going to come knocking on that lid and let me out. Oi, you, what's your name? Come out of there. Whatever became of the moment when one first knew about death? There must have been one. A moment in childhood when it first occurs to you that you don't go on forever. Must have been traumatizing. Burned into one's memory like that. And yet I don't remember it. It never even occurred to me. We must be born with an intuition of mortality. Before we know the word for it, before we know that there are words, out we come, bloodied and squalling in the knowledge that for all the points on the compass, there's only one direction. And time is its only measure. Come on. Come on, look smart. Stand up straight. What am I going to do with you lot? So I'm writing a short story at the minute. Well, not right now, but it's a Russian sort of montage kind of thing. It's a sci-fi story, which intercuts and interlinks and feeds off of a semi-fictional account of me during lockdown. I don't know whether it's going to turn out any good, but you can't escape it, can you? Not even in your fiction, you can't really escape it. It's completely melted all time. I mean, the only way that I know that it's even Saturday right now is because we're having chicken strips for dinner, and chicken strips is what we have every Saturday. It's the only way I can tell. The past is gone, the present is eternal, and the future has been cancelled. I used to be writing a book, a novel, and it was a dystopian science fiction piece. I've been working on it for 4 years. I can't write it anymore. I can't. It feels redundant. Like, you know, what if future, but bad? I can't. Duh. You know? It's redundant. Of course. But future, but bad. Of course that. You know, the next 10 years are probably going to just suck. In terms of whether or not there's going to be, like, you know, proper social change, I'm actually quite optimistic in the long run. But in the short term, like the next 10 years, yeah, it's gonna be a real bummer. And now they're talking about, you know, doing the social isolation right up until the end of the year. I'm gonna look like Thing from Addams Family. And I'm worried that I won't be able to do anything of any good quality, and all this time will just be wasted. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe I could send some of my other short stories out, but where would I send them? And I have no clue. I just feel untethered. Like, you know, it's like an astronaut who's just had the line cut and they're just drifting aimlessly out into the void. It's just, you know, yeah, I don't know. It takes a toll on you. It does. And you don't realise it until, you know, you realise that you've just spent another day on your Xbox doing sod all. Hello, yes, this is Paul from the future, just correcting you that you will eventually resume that book and resume it with abandon. In fact, I'm nearly finished with the third draft now, and it's shaping up to be really good. Don't give up. But you don't, because I've experienced it. Time's already set. That's not how this works. Anyway, here's a slightly lighter section called The Stuff I Have to Do for Auditions. Alright, how are you doing? This is Farmer Paul. I'm now going to go pick my carrots. Here they are. Here are the boys. Jimmy, Jeremy, Gertrude, John. Alright, well, hopefully this should work. Let's start with this one here.
I'm coming in for a close-up.
Alright. And...
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Jeremy! Jeremy, what are you doing, Jeremy?
What?
I give you everything. I give you food, I give you water, and this is how you repay me? You spit in my face, you insult my family like this. How dare you? How dare you do this to me? I'm gonna give you 1 more month, and you better come up with some crop. Or I'm gonna... or I'm gonna send the boys over. I'm confiscating your kneecaps.
Oh, it's so sad. I miss you, Jeremy. Actually, another thing that I'm doing with my parents for the quarantine, something that we've been meaning to do for a while now. I'm actually moving out of my old tiny bedroom and into the back room where I've got more space, and hopefully I'll have a more interesting backdrop when I do a few video essay project ideas that I've got bubbling away in my head. But yeah, come on in. I'll show you what I've done with the place. Actually, I've gone for a very sort of minimalist, kind of rustic look. Very little. I've just removed everything that isn't strictly essential. Just really gone to basics to try and understand. You know, what is a bedroom? You know, does it need a wardrobe? Does it need drawers? Does it even need a bed, actually? No, I don't think so. So I think I've redefined the bedroom. This is it. This is the scene.
Anything else?
Say it. Say it.
Wanna go large for 60p?
Yes!
You're alright.
Yes! thus film history was made, ladies and gentlemen.
My hands hurt, we've been working on this thing for 2 hours now.
Just keep going, the screws have to be fixed in.
This.
Calm down. You're such an overreactor. Why can't you be more calm and collected like me?
I'm leaving. I've got to cool down. Okay, I'm better now.
Good, now help me lift this up.
Heave. Heave. Heave.
Fuck. It. It all.
Iced tea?
Hello all. It's me from slightly ahead in time. In my new look, corduroy. Because apparently my ideal aesthetic is 1970s hippie uni student. Go figure. So yeah, I actually I have a confession to make. This is filmed ahead of time because I was editing the vlog and I realised I kind of, after summer, forgot to film a lot. So I'm inserting this little bit here to just recap what I've been up to. I think this is the first year where I've properly noticed the seasons passing. I mean, obviously, you know, before I'd noticed when it was summer and it got really bloody hot. But, like, this is the first time I've actually really experienced the passing of time in that way. You know, when I see the leaves starting to brown and the sky starting to darken, and you know, some mornings I wake up and it's bitterly cold, and I haven't felt bitterly cold in a while now, and I can't believe how relieved I felt to feel properly bitterly cold. You know, because I mean, what does it mean to be like entirely unaffected by something as fundamental as the cycles of the earth? I mean, we're animals. That's kind of weird. Meditation's helped a lot, I think. I've been doing it for about a year now. And it's, I mean, it literally, it got so much junk out my head and just let me be so much more here than I was before. I mean, I still have my periods of drifting, but this really, it's been a godsend, literally. The room, that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I've still been the room work took a lot longer than originally anticipated because all the supply lines closed down due to COVID. So I've been, but I felt like, you know, it was an interesting masterclass in doing flat pack furniture. I feel like I am at one with flat pack furniture now. The book's coming along very nicely. I've taken a bit of a break now. But I'm very nearly finished with draft 3, as you probably already heard. And I've met up with a bunch of new people. with National Youth Theatre, the MIT playwriting group, and a bunch of really lovely people, and a lot of them I feel sort of a kinship with, who I've been sort of just able to sort of workshop. Okay, does this bit work? Does this bit work? And getting sort of real feedback. One of them said that the way that my prose works is like reading ancient Latin, which was such a compliment. Unless you meant it was really dense and hard to understand. Phoebe, I get it now. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Oh shit, I've been filming for 5 minutes. No, this vlog's already too long. No.
Man, this desk is a lot easier than the wardrobe.
Yeah, glad we've finally worked out all the kinks in the system.
Yeah, this is so simple now, any brain-dead child could do this.
There's literally no way to do it wrong. We are so good at this. We are literally the best.
Dad.
Nothing can stop us now. We are supreme.
Dad.
We are the most powerful humans since Jesus.
Dad.
Yeah?
We've built it wrong.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
That'll teach us.
Yeah, we got too arrogant.
Now we can learn from our mistakes.
Good thing we recognized that before we got too far.
Yeah, then we'd really be screwed.
Still, we can start again now.
Yes, and we can do it properly this time.
The way it's supposed to be.
Right from the start.
No mucking it up now.
That's what separates the men from the boys, right? Right?
Okay, so against my superior wisdom, apparently it's not okay to just have a bedroom with nothing in it. Honestly, I mean, sometimes these people, these Philistines, they just don't appreciate real art. So I suppose I'll give you a tour of my extremely compromised vision of the room. Alright, so this is everything so far. Around here we've got the bed, lovely, with the bedside table. Nice psychedelic pictures over there. We've got a lovely wardrobe. And yeah, we've got this stereo, I suppose. Looks really sort of old-timey and cool, right above a Creature from the Black Lagoon thing. Makes you feel like you're back in the 50s, a sort of simpler time before the materialistic constraints of the modern era, but except it's got all the modern conveniences. It's got all the CDs in this order, and vinyls, and I've got a lovely desk here where I can like finally write like actually a proper writer, with a pipe that makes me look all sophisticated, and a quill just in case I want to get fancy. And I suppose all my DVDs fit perfectly on this shelf in a lovely order, and it's really fantastic looking. I've got a wholesome, sweet image of myself as the Doctor, painted by my own dad. Bookshelf with all these, fantastic pieces of literature, and I've got my keyboard around the back there, and some games consoles, I guess, and my entire creative oeuvre just down there, and and I've also got my lovely plant boy Nigel, my own son, with a teapot that I use to water him, a few fake plants just to complete the ensemble, and a fake Oscar, and a homemade decorations to give it just a lovely homemade vibe. I guess I guess that'll do. It's whatever. It's not as good as I originally intended, but I suppose it'll be alright, Well, here we are then. The year's almost over. Thank God! Wow. I mean, what a year. I mean, genuinely. we always talk about how, you know, this year was the best or the worst or the something, but this genuinely has been an exceptional year. Ironically enough, my New Year's resolution was to get out more. What did it all mean, you know? Because it had to mean something, surely. I mean, things don't just happen and then there is nothing to learn from it. You can always learn something if you try hard enough. I remember seeing an ad right at the beginning, really early into lockdown. It was like, you know, now we have a chance to reflect. Do we want to live in these old ways, or do we want to, you know, something like that? And I don't know. I think maybe there is something in that. I'm not sure, but, well, you know, I can see change. I can see people having been given the space and the mental sort of bandwidth that COVID has allowed to really reflect and confront issues they've been running from for years. And that's, you know, on a personal level and also on a societal level, as we can see all over the shop. I suppose I've been having something very similar too. You know, I mean, not just because I'm a very different person from how I started this year. You know, not just in terms of literal, you know, the space I occupy and the clothes I wear. Corduroy, beautiful stuff. But I feel like I'm in a very different mental space. I'm learning to not always just limit myself to one thing. I've been trying to expand myself in all sorts of different directions out of sheer boredom. You know, I've had a couple of auditions, self-tape, as you saw, and I went up to London to do an audition during that little window where it was all right for a bit. But I've also been expanding myself in a whole bunch of other ways. I've been doing more writing. I started a podcast, Paul and Bradley's Psychic Cafe, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your playlists. I tried gardening. I've tried raising a pot plant. And I've been learning logic games and thinking of, you know, maybe learning chess. Oh my god, I'm confused just reading the instructions. Just all sorts of different things that I probably would not have even thought about had I not been in lockdown. And I suppose there's something to learn from that, you know? That everything that we have, all the plans that we make, can just disappear in an instant. There is a constant impermanence that you can see as scary, and you know, you might crave that predictability, but at the same time there is a sort of liberation in it, because every plan that we make is always contingent on the world being a certain way, and the world is always changing. And if you really decide to roll with that, then you can take that constant changing and you can make it into something positive, and you can realise that there's actually something far better than you could have possibly imagined just waiting down the line, not just on a personal level but on a political level, that maybe this isn't all we have to be. We don't actually just have to stick with what we've got. To use my pie metaphor from last year, oh yeah, I'm going back to that, baby, that, you know, now we've had a chance to step away from the people shoving pie down our throats, and we've started to actually really think about what we could have instead. And always there is an expansion available to everyone at all times that this virus has really just shown. And sometimes it takes something like this to wake us up and realise that we actually want something more than this bland, sort of uninteresting life, or something. I don't write these speeches. I just make them up as I go along. It shows. So how do I end this? Well, I was going to end it by showing one of the things that I was doing while expanding my horizons this year. I've had this recurring dream for a few years now, where I find myself in front of a keyboard or a keyboard-like instrument, and I just decide to casually tinker around, and I hit a note, and I hit another note, and so on and so forth. And it just so happens that every note I hit turns out to be the right notes to hit in order to play the opening few bars to Whiter Shade of Pale. So when Dad was getting the decorations down this year for Christmas, I suddenly remembered that we have a keyboard up there. And I thought, I'm in lockdown, I might as well give it a go. So I took the keyboard and I started to play. And within a couple of hours, well, this.
So spread this video to all your friends, because it's a computer virus.